Alright, what's up guys? Jay Martin here. This is a really funny story in my opinion. It was a heartfelt day. It meant a lot to me and it really solidified my childhood growing up. So I hope you like the video. Leave a like and subscribe if you do. So let's just jump right into today's story time. So this all starts back when I was around 10 years old. I had to get one of my molars removed and I believe this was probably the last of my milk teeth growing up, which is why this story is so special to me. You know, milk teeth, baby teeth, whatever you call it. So, I always hate visiting the dentist. I remember before my appointment, I had to wait outside the dentist room and I was just anxiously sitting there with my dad, hearing all those dreadful sounds of all the drilling and things like that. I'm sure you guys can relate to this. So like I mentioned earlier, this was like the last of my baby teeth. I was on my way to finally becoming a man, but I was scared of my goddamn mind, right? I was probably picking up random magazines and flipping through them just to calm myself down until the dental assistant calls out my name for my turn to come up. I was like, oh boy, here we go. And I was nervous. I sat down on a chair. I was squeezing the handles the entire time. I called my dad to come in with me to comfort me. And while going through the whole procedure of getting my tooth removed, I was calm for the first half of the procedure when my dentist was just examining it. But as he goes closer and closer to the grand finale, I start signaling my dad to come over so I could hold his hand, and he did. He was like, hey kid, just calm down, you know? All that BS telling me to calm down definitely did not make me calm down. I probably started to panic even more. And so, time finally came where the dentist starts pulling my tooth off, and I remember feeling this excruciating pain, and I start crying, right? I start crying and moving around vigorously. And I did not want to be there anymore. So the dentist steps back for a bit, telling me like, hey, just regroup. It'll all be fine. Let's just get this over with. You're almost done. It's almost out. And so I start breathing heavily, like with my mouth open and that. And by the way, I know I'm making myself look bad right now, but I was a kid, okay? It is what it is. So the dentist finally reaches in again to pull my tooth out. He got this pliers looking tool, that thing that straight up looks like he got out of a toolbox, and he reaches in to pull my tooth out, and I had enough. I felt his hand close to my mouth and his two fingers near my lip area, because he had to extract the tooth at the far end of my mouth, right? The teeth at the back end, the molars. And so as he was trying to pull my tooth out, I was like, ah! And what I thought in my head, what came instinctively to me was, if you're gonna hurt me, then it's only fair I hurt you back. So I bit him as hard as I could, and as my dentist started screaming, I did a gator roll thing, you know, like when alligators shake their head. So I did that, and I latched onto his finger and just full force as I continued latching onto my dentist's finger, and yeah, it was not a good day at the office for my dentist, and my dad just stood there in disbelief. You could imagine, right? Like, I mean, what would you do in a situation like that? So I finally let his finger go, and I left a mark, and you could see it in his gloves. And to be honest, all I could remember at that moment was I could care less. I mean, I always had a hard time with confrontment as a kid, so my dad had to say sorry for me. And I remember the dentist swearing and things like that. I clearly pissed him off, I'll tell you that. I was probably the worst patient he's ever had in his entire career as a dentist. But yeah, I did not remember actually getting my tooth extracted that day, but we continued the procedure for sure, because I remember getting some ice cream afterwards, so there's not much I could say to add on top of that in detail. It was a pretty long time ago, but it was a memorable day when I bit my dentist's finger. So that's it for today's story time. Hope you guys enjoyed. Moral of the story, don't bite your dentist's finger, I guess. But yeah, leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'd appreciate that. I'd love to connect with you if you leave a comment in any of my videos. Till then, have an amazing rest of your day. Peace and love.